Vande Mataram. Hello friends, I welcome you to my channel Courtroom Battles. My name is Dr. Tushar Mandlekar and I am a practicing lawyer in Bombay High Court since last 1 decade. It's my pleasure to introduce you to this new channel named as Courtroom Battles. If you are a student of law, please subscribe to my channel, share it and enjoy this channel. Courtroom Battles. Welcome all of you. Today we are going to discuss how to build a law career, which is very important factor for all newcomers. Everybody dreams to have a Ferrari or Mercedes or Land Rover when they become a lawyer. Making money is one of the issues. Money comes automatically, my dear friends. You have to build your career first. All successful lawyers in this country have spent years in their profession to excel, to do their research, and then to argue in court of law. Constitutional courts are not that easy to argue. Mind well, friends, when you argue in constitutional courts, you have to read a lot. You have to practice a lot. You have to research a lot. There are millions of judgments passed by Supreme Court of India which are applicable all over. So when you begin your practice, you grow your tree. Unless the tree of experience grows, you will not get money which you have dreamt of. So make sure that you have to begin with scratch. Once you pass out from a law school and become a litigation lawyer, please join some senior. You have to join a law firm or a chamber of a successful lawyer. What I would advise is to initially please learn the procedural law, which can be easily taught by the attorneys or law clerks or the assistants. When you enter in courtroom, you never know which are the sections, which are the departments where exactly the things can be materialized for the purpose of listing the petition. When you draft a petition, you will have to draft it in accordance with the procedural law of each High Court. Place your annexures, make the paper book ready, get the copies of that petition, and then starts the filing. So to build a career as a lawyer, you have to also learn from the procedural part how to file a petition, how to list the petition, how to remove the objections. In High Court, when you file a petition, the checking is done on the very first instance. Whether you have paid the correct court fee or not, that is checked up. Whether the petition is in particular format or not, that is also checked up. The affidavits, solemn affirmation is done as per the requirement, that is also checked up. And then the petition is accepted. But thereafter it goes to the objection section. So my dear friends, removing objections from a petition is a different skill altogether. But all those attorneys or law clerks who are working day and night to list the petition cannot be forgotten. So you have to learn. The first guru of a newcoming lawyer should be attorney working in the office of of a chamber of a lawyer. Buying a court fee, filing a petition, removing an objection, getting a certified copy, that is also a procedure which you must learn. So the first and foremost thing is the procedural law which you must learn. Travel with your assistants, go to different departments and do all these things personally. Unless you do it personally, you will never be able to know. What I would advise is work hard substantively for the first 10 years. Getting a petition or getting a client is not that easy. So how to build a career as a litigating lawyer? So apart from learning procedural laws, you also have to at the same time get your PR built up. When you reside in a particular town, who comes to you? Naturally, when you pass out from a school, your parents are proud of you, your relatives are proud of you, your friends are proud of you. So the first batch of clients which will come to you would be from all these people around you. Your friends, your relatives, your neighbors, they will come to consult you with their problem. So you should be able to figure out the problem and you should be able to suggest them the remedy. You can't every time go in the High Court and file a petition. There are different courts, there are subordinate courts. If you consider a matrimonial issue, then you will have to go to a family court. If you consider a refusal from a government authority, then please try to search that whether there is an alternate remedy of an appeal, statutory appeal in that particular law with the quasi-judicial authorities like district magistrate, Tahsildar, Mamlatdar or any other way. So you first learn to analyze the problem which is being brought in your office and the remedy pertaining to that problem. Usually, what we believe that filing a petition is a well thought process. So firstly, you have to build yourself to analyze the socio-legal problem or the legal problem being brought into your office by your client. The fruits will not come in the very first month or in the very first year. The fruits in law profession will come only after 10 years. The tree of experience has to grow well. You will commit number of mistakes while proceeding further in law field. Committing a mistake is not a sin, friends, but committing a same mistake is definitely a sin. So you have to rectify your mistakes and then go ahead. I know independent practice is extremely difficult, but initially, if you associate yourself with somebody or a senior lawyer, it becomes easier for you to learn everything. A guru in the field of law is most important. And we all know, although books are gurus, you still need a senior in the field of law. You cannot imagine yourself to be an overnight successful person as that of film star. Like you appear into one first film and suddenly if your film is super hit, you become a superstar. It doesn't happen in the field of law. You have to build your career and work very hard. So another part which I would like to advise is concentrate yourself on more opportunities. You may get fees, you may not get fees, but you will have to concentrate on opportunities first. So whatever the opportunity is received in your office, make sure to encash the opportunities. Appear in that particular case. See, appearance in all courtrooms, that is what you need initially when you begin your career as a law. Even if you join one senior, most of the time it is found and observed that seniors are reluctant to give briefs for the argument to the new coming lawyers. It is understood that there are stakes in every brief. The client is having a hope. So senior do not want to spoil the hope of a client by giving a brief to a newcomer. But still, you have to read a lot. Every petition, if your senior is going to argue on the next day in a constitutional court, make sure that you read the petition 2 days before to that particular date. Make your notes, discuss it with your senior if you get an opportunity, and then place your queries before your senior so that those can be answered and you will get the answers to your queries. Next is chisel your knowledge. Then how do you chisel the knowledge? You can chisel your knowledge only by reading, my dear friends. Keep reading. When I started as a lawyer, I received a tip from one of the honorable judges from the High Court that if you want to do great in the courtrooms, make sure you read at least 2 judgments every day. You will have to divide your time in such a fashion that you go to the courtroom, you learn the procedural law, you come back from the courtroom, attend your clients, make your research, make your notes, read the brief of the next day, and at the end of the day, make sure you read some judgments. There are remarkable judgments which are coming out from the Apex Court every next day. Unless you are well versed with the law, you will not be able to argue in the courtrooms. Mind well, judges will place many questions when you enter the courtroom. Another tip which is given to upcoming lawyers, most of the time from the judges, is concentrate on your appearance. Your look at the first instance definitely matters. It may not matter to get you a very good judgment, but the moment you enter in the courtroom, the moment you reach a platform and address, the manner in which you address the court, it is always observed by the judges. The first appearance matters a lot, and then when you start addressing the court, then would be your language, your vocabulary, and your way of presentation will come in picture. So you should be well dressed. A very small tip which is given by a senior most judge to me, that make sure that when you enter a courtroom, you have your band perfectly tied up, and it should be very neat, clean, possibly the new one. Please accept first better opportunity, whichever it comes to you, to make a case and to argue, irrespective of the proposition of the fees which you are dreaming of. Please don't dream big fees in first 10 years of your career as a law. There are many young lawyers who want to make lakhs of rupees in the very first year or very first few years of the career. Money is not material in the initial stage. Another part, and the most important tip is, if you join a law office or a law firm or any job for that matter, please do not compare your salary with your peers. Your friend may get huge salary. You may not get that huge salary. But at the end of the day, what matters is the exposure of the law, the opportunity of the law which you are receiving. Another tip is, make sure you remain happy, because the happy souls are performing very well. There are number of lawyers who are always unhappy with everything in their life. Don't get frustrated. You have just begun your career. You will fall down number of times, but make sure that after every dark night there is a bright morning. Every ray of sunshine should bring hope for you and your client. Hope for the best for the every next day. Analyze your performance on the very first day or the every day. There is a necessity of having inner desire to connect with the society when you join as a law profession. If you do not have that inner desire, if you cannot connect with the society, or if you cannot analyze the socio-legal problem, mind well, you will not be able to address the problem at all. So you should have the urge to connect with the society. At the same time, you should also have the urge to repay the society. The pro bono work which is required to be done must be welcomed. Without the pro bono work, you cannot flourish as a successful lawyer. Because the moment you take a pro bono file a public interest litigation for the betterment of the society, in order to correct the socio-legal problem, the judges will also look to you with the respect. Out of that brief, you may not get anything. Money is the second most important thing. But the pro bono works naturally gives you experience. The kind of experience you get into research, the kind of experience you get to expose yourself to the arguments on the platform in the constitutional courts, the kind of respect you derive from the bench, and most importantly, you also receive the name and fame when your name comes into the newspaper next day when you fight the pro bono case. So money is immaterial when you consider the pro bono case. You have to deliver to the society as a lawyer. As an officer of the court, you also have to perform in the courtrooms. But as an activist or the social lawyer, you also have to deliver to the society through your courtrooms. So the goal has to be achieved by getting good results through pro bono petitions also. Please ask yourself, what motivates you? If your work, if your courtroom appearance, if your petition, if your research does not motivate you, make sure that this is not the field where you belong to. You have chosen a field of a lawyer. You have chosen to be a part of the system of justice delivery. So this system works with its own pace. You have to mold yourself into the system and get the best possible results for the society and your clients. You cannot lose your hope while performing in courtrooms. So you have to be very optimistic. A newcoming lawyer has to be very optimistic. Even if you lose your petition, you can always tell your client, we'll file an appeal in the higher court. I always say that lawyer is an artist. Most of you won't agree with me. But making a very good painting, rather it is not the only art. The lawyer has to perform in courtrooms and he has to perform as an artist. Creating a challenge is an art. Drafting a very good petition is an art. Cross-examination is an art. Arguing into courtrooms is an art. I'll give you an example. There are alternate remedies to appear before the statutory appellate authorities. But if you create a petition in a good fashion and directly file the petition into High Court and tell the court that this is an exceptional situation, in spite of an alternate remedy, my lord, I am coming to your lordship for redressal of the grievance. Because there are two judgments on alternate remedy, the Whirlpool judgment and the Urban Salal judgment, which says that if the provision of the law is challenged, you can go to the High Court. If the principle of natural justice is not followed by the decision-making authority, you can go to the High Court. And the third and most important thing, if the order is passed without having any jurisdiction, then you can go to the High Court. So in these three contingencies, you can always go to the High Court. Although it's a discretion of the High Court to accept the petition or not, it's an art of a lawyer to go to the High Court and get the redressal of the grievance of his clients, bypassing the statutory remedy also. Because in that case, you will be saving huge time, money and energy. But that is also a skill. You may succeed, you may not succeed. So I always say that lawyer is an artist. You have to have thinking ability to create a good challenge. Then to build a good career, what is more also important is to build contacts, relations and the peers. Most of the time people come to your office only for the consultation. But if you address their problem very well, if you satisfy them, probably they will be able to refer others to you. The contacts which will come into picture will play a big role in building your career as a lawyer. So make sure that you will build your contacts from each person in the society, whoever comes into your office. Please respect his views. Do not throw him out of your office if he is not paying anything to you. Be polite. Make sure that each contact will pay you in the long run. The grades are required to be given, and you are required to pass into the eyes of the clients or into the eyes of the society. Once you pass out from a law school, what usually newcomer lawyers feel that they are expert lawyers, they know everything into the field of law and they can do anything. Make sure you avoid your arrogancy when you deal with the government authorities, or for that matter when you deal with your clients also. An arrogant lawyer is never respected into the society. So honesty and politeness is basic requirement to become a successful lawyer in this society. If you hurt somebody, he will never refer your name to any of his contacts. So if you lose one particular person or a client in a society, make sure you are losing 10 more clients. So make sure that you talk to your clients and your relations politely, very well, into your chamber as well as out of the chamber. For a lawyer, it is very important to develop personal relations with the people in this society. So build your PR, build your contacts. Don't hurt these people. Otherwise, they'll come back to you and they'll hurt your practice a lot.